My wife screamed. If you walk out that door, don't you dare come back. I looked at her and, smiling calmly, said, I won't. I had my lawyer draw up the divorce papers and send them to the hotel where she was staying with her work husband. Room service knocked, and what she saw made the ground fall from beneath her feet. I'm 38, married to Rachel for 11 years. We met at a conference in Denver, got married 18 months later in a small ceremony on the coast. For a decade, I thought we had it figured out. I really did. The explosion happened on a Friday night, 3 weeks ago. I'd come home early from a business trip. My meetings in Chicago wrapped up faster than expected, so I caught an earlier flight. Figured I'd surprise Rachel, maybe take her out to dinner somewhere nice. I walked into our house around 6 p.m. Her car was in the driveway, lights were on upstairs. I set my luggage down in the hallway and called out, Rach? I'm home early. No response. I heard water running upstairs. Shower, probably. I headed to the kitchen to grab a drink when I saw her phone on the counter, screen lit up with notifications. I wasn't trying to snoop, but the messages were right there, impossible to ignore. Tyler, can't wait for this weekend. Finally get you all to myself. Tyler, told my roommate I'll be gone until Monday. 3 days, just us. Tyler, I booked the suite at the Madison like you wanted. Nothing but the best for you. My hands went cold. Tyler, her work husband, the guy she'd been spending every lunch break with for the past 6 months. The guy she constantly defended whenever I brought up how much time they spent together. I scrolled up, found weeks of messages. Flirting, planning, talking about me like I was some obstacle they had to navigate around. Found photos she'd sent him that she'd never sent me. Found messages talking about how I was too focused on work and emotionally unavailable, while they made plans to spend an entire weekend together at a hotel. The Madison, downtown. Expensive. The kind of place you go when you're trying to make a statement. I heard the shower shut off upstairs. I took pictures of everything on my phone. Every message, every photo, every damning piece of evidence. Then I put her phone back exactly where I'd found it. Rachel came downstairs 10 minutes later, hair wet, wearing her robe. She jumped when she saw me. Oh my God, you scared me. I thought you weren't coming back until tomorrow. Meetings finished early. I kept my voice level. Thought I'd surprise you. That's sweet. She kissed my cheek, and I had to stop myself from pulling away. I'm actually heading out in a bit. Girls' weekend with Melissa and Jen. Remember? I told you about it last week. Girls' weekend. Right. Where are you guys going? Just that spa resort about an hour north. Nothing fancy. We leave tonight, back Monday morning. She was looking right at me, lying through her teeth, and she didn't even flinch. Sounds nice, I said. You should get packed. Already done. Bags in the car. Of course they were. She'd planned this whole thing out perfectly. Actually, Rach, I need to talk to you about something. Her smile faltered. What's wrong? I saw your messages. With Tyler. The color drained from her face. What are you talking about? Your phone was on the counter. The messages were right there. I saw everything. She grabbed her phone, scrolling frantically like she could somehow make the evidence disappear. Then she looked up at me, and her expression changed. Went from shock to defensive in half a second. You went through my phone? Are you kidding me right now? That's such a violation of privacy. Don't. My voice came out harder than I expected. Don't turn this around. You've been planning to spend the weekend with him. At the Madison. You told me you were going to a spa with your friends. It's not what you think. Then what is it? Explain it to me. Explain the messages about getting 3 days together. Explain the photos. Explain why you're lying about where you're going this weekend. She went quiet. I could see her brain working, trying to figure out which angle to play. Finally, we're just friends. Yes, maybe it looks bad, but nothing has happened. We were just going to hang out, in a hotel suite, for 3 days, while lying to me about it. Because I knew you'd react exactly like this. You'd blow it out of proportion. Blow it out of proportion? Rachel, you're planning a romantic weekend getaway with another man. It's not romantic. God, you're so paranoid. Tyler and I are close. Yes, but that doesn't mean, are you in love with him? She stopped. Just stood there, mouth half open. Answer the question. Are you in love with him? I don't know, she whispered. I don't know, okay? I'm confused. Things with us have been hard. And Tyler, he just gets me in a way that you don't anymore. So instead of talking to me about it, you started an emotional affair and planned to make it physical this weekend. I wasn't going to. We weren't going to. Yes, you were. That's exactly what was going to happen. She started crying. I didn't mean for this to happen. I didn't plan it. It just developed, and I didn't know how to stop it. You stop it by not booking hotel rooms together. You stop it by being honest with your husband. You stop it by showing some basic respect for your marriage. Don't lecture me about respect. You've been married to your job for the past 2 years. When was the last time you actually paid attention to me? When was the last time we had a real conversation that wasn't about schedules and bills? So this is my fault. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm saying you're not blameless here. You checked out of this marriage emotionally long before I ever connected with Tyler. I want a divorce. She stopped crying, stared at me. What? I want a divorce. This is done. You can't just. We need to talk about this. We need to go to counseling. No, we can't. Because even if you ended things with him right now, I'd never trust you again. Every time you were late from work, every time your phone buzzed, I'd wonder. And I'm not living like that. She grabbed my arm. Please, don't do this. I'll end things with Tyler. I'll stop seeing him. We can fix this. I pulled away. No, we can't. Because even if you ended things with him right now, I'd never trust you again. And I'm not living like that. Her face twisted. Got ugly. Fine. Fine. If that's how you want it, then go. Pack your stuff and get out. This is my house too. I don't care. If you're going to throw away our marriage over one mistake, then leave. Get out. She was screaming now, face red, tears streaming. If you walk out that door, don't you dare come back. I looked at her. Really looked at her. Saw a stranger where my wife used to be. I smiled. Couldn't help it. The absurdity of everything just hit me. I won't, I said calmly. I grabbed my luggage from the hallway, hadn't even unpacked it yet, and walked out. Got in my car and drove to a hotel. Not the Madison. Somewhere cheaper, quieter. And then I called my lawyer. Update 1. That was Friday night. It's now Monday afternoon, and things have evolved dramatically. Saturday morning, I met with my attorney. His name's Robert, early 60s, handles divorces exclusively. My buddy from college recommended him after his own divorce 2 years ago. I showed him everything. The messages, the photos, the hotel booking confirmation I'd screenshotted. He looked through it all methodically, taking notes. This is pretty cut and dry, he said. Infidelity, documented evidence. We can file immediately. How do you want to proceed? Fast. I want this over with as quickly as possible. Understood. Given the evidence, I think we can push for a favorable settlement. The house, assets, we'll need to go through everything, but you're in a strong position. We spent 3 hours going through our finances. The house was in both our names, but I'd paid the down payment from my savings before we got married. We had a joint account with about $60,000. I had a 401k she wasn't entitled to. No kids, thank God. I can have papers drawn up by end of day, Robert said. How do you want to serve her? I thought about that hotel room. About her and Tyler, probably there right now, thinking they'd gotten away with it. She's at the Madison Hotel. Room 847. I want the papers delivered there. Robert raised his eyebrows. That's bold. She earned bold. All right. I'll arrange it. We'll coordinate with room service. Make it look like a delivery. The server will hand over the envelope. Less chance of a scene. Perfect. Sunday evening at 6:15 p.m., my phone rang. The process server, Mike. Papers delivered, he said. The woman answered the door. Matches your description. There was a man with her, younger guy, late 20s. She saw the room service card, started to take it. Then I stepped forward and identified myself. Handed her the envelope. She opened it right there in the doorway. And she went white. Like, completely pale. Just stood there holding the papers, not moving. The guy asked what was wrong. She showed him the papers without saying anything. He started reading over her shoulder. Then she looked at me and said, "This can't be real." I told her it was very real and that she'd been served. She just closed the door. I could hear them arguing as I walked away. Thank you. Sorry you're dealing with this, man. Take care of yourself. I hung up and sat there. Felt nothing. Just empty. Then my phone started ringing. Rachel. I didn't answer. She called again. And again. 12 times in 20 minutes. Then the voicemail started. Update 2. I listened to the first voicemail around 7 p.m. Sunday night. Rachel's voice, shaking. What the hell, Jason? Divorce papers? You can't just. We need to talk about this. You can't serve me divorce papers like this. I know I messed up, but this is insane. Call me back. Please. Second voicemail, angry now. You know what? This is cruel. Serving me at the hotel? In front of Tyler? You did that on purpose to humiliate me. That's sick. I made a mistake, but you're being vindictive and horrible. Third voicemail, crying. Please just talk to me. I love you. I know I screwed up, but I love you and we can fix this. Just call me back. Please. I deleted them all without listening to the rest. Then Tyler called me. No idea how he got my number, probably from Rachel's phone. I answered just to see what he'd say. Jason? Man, we really need to talk. No, we don't. Look, I know how this looks, but nothing happened. We were just spending time together. The hotel was just because we wanted privacy to talk without interruptions. Tyler, I read the messages. All of them. I saw the photos she sent you. I know exactly what was supposed to happen this weekend. So you can stop lying. Silence on the other end. Here's what's going to happen. I continued. I'm divorcing her. You two can figure out if this thing between you is real or if it was just the excitement of sneaking around. Either way, I'm done. Don't call me again. Dude, you're making a huge mistake. I hung up. Blocked both their numbers. Monday morning, I went to work. Tried to focus on emails and meetings, but my brain was static. Around 3 p.m., Rachel showed up at my office. Security called me first. Mr. Harrison, there's a Rachel Harrison here to see you. Says she's your wife. Should we send her up? No. Tell her I'm not available. She's insisting it's an emergency. It's not. Please ask her to leave. 5 minutes later, security called back. She's refusing to leave. Says she'll wait in the lobby until you agree to talk to her. I went downstairs. Found her sitting in the lobby, eyes red, makeup smudged. She stood up when she saw me. Finally, we need to talk. No, we don't. You need to leave. Jason, please. Just give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes to explain. Explain what? That you were planning to spend the weekend with another man? That you lied to me? That you've been having an emotional affair for months? I don't need explanations. I need you to respect my decision and leave me alone. I made a mistake. One mistake in 11 years of marriage. It wasn't one mistake. It was hundreds of choices. Every message you sent him. Every lunch you spent together. Every lie you told me. Every time you chose him over me. Those were all choices. People in the lobby were staring now. She noticed, lowered her voice. I'm not leaving until you agree to at least talk about this. We owe each other that much. We don't owe each other anything anymore. You made sure of that. So that's it. You're just going to throw away everything we built. You threw it away when you booked that hotel room. I'm just acknowledging reality. Security approached us. Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. She ignored them, focused on me. I'll fight this. I'll fight the divorce. You can't just serve me papers and expect me to roll over. Fight it if you want. My lawyer has all the evidence. The messages, the photos, everything. You'll lose, and it'll cost you more in legal fees. But if that's what you need to do, go ahead. Her face crumpled. How can you be so cold? Where's the man I married? He trusted you. And you broke him. This is who's left. Security escorted her out. I watched through the glass doors as she got in her car and drove away. Final update. It's been 2 months since I served those papers. The divorce was finalized yesterday. 11 years of marriage officially over. The house sold faster than expected, got multiple offers, went with the highest one. I walked away with about $180,000 after everything was split and settled. Found a condo closer to work, moved in 3 weeks ago. 2 bedrooms, modern kitchen, balcony with a decent view. It's quiet. It's mine. Rachel moved to Oregon like she said she would. I heard through mutual friends that she's working remotely for her company, living with her parents while she figures things out. Apparently, she's been going to therapy. Good for her, I guess. Tyler got fired. Not because of the affair. Apparently his work performance had been slipping and the company decided to let him go. I found out through a former colleague. He's moved back in with his parents too. 30-year-old guy, no job, living at home because his affair blew up his life. As for me, I'm doing okay. Better than okay, actually. I've started running again, training for a half marathon in the spring. Reconnected with some friends I'd lost touch with. Started reading again, something I'd stopped doing years ago. I went on a date last week. Woman I met at a work function. We got coffee, talked for 2 hours. It was easy, comfortable. No pressure. We're getting dinner next weekend. People keep asking me if I regret how I handled it. The dramatic service of papers, the public humiliation aspect. Honestly, no. She spent months lying to me, making me feel crazy for noticing something was off. If getting served divorce papers at the hotel where she was staying with her affair partner embarrassed her, well, she earned that embarrassment. The hardest part has been accepting that the woman I married disappeared somewhere along the way. Or maybe she never existed the way I thought she did. Either way, I spent 11 years with someone who ultimately chose excitement over commitment. But I'm not bitter. Not really. I'm just done. Life goes on. Turns out it goes on just fine. Edit 1. For everyone asking, yes, I kept all the screenshots and evidence. My lawyer has copies too. We didn't need them in court since she didn't contest anything, but I have them if necessary. Edit 2. Tyler tried to reach out last week through LinkedIn. Asked if we could clear the air. I declined the message request and blocked him. There's no air to clear. Edit 3. The process server who delivered the papers sent me a card after the divorce was finalized. Said it was the most memorable delivery of his career. I tipped him extra.